My name's John. I'm a counsellor attached to Positive Life. I've been a counsellor for over 12 years and I've been a counsellor with Positive Life for 6 of those years. The work that I do for Positive Life really gives me a positivity about dealing with people who are affected by HIV. What I try to do is to create a very safe and secure space, a space to talk openly and confidentially about the issues that are affecting them, their partners and their families. The main issues that I have come across as a counsellor is the isolation and the fear people who are affected with HIV have to face every day. Mental health is very prevalent with people with HIV in Northern Ireland, and a lot of that deals with the anxiety and depression that comes from the diagnosis itself, but also that stigma and that isolation that it causes. Working with families is quite difficult because again the stigma arises in the fact that they don't want society to know that their loved ones have HIV. They themselves create a lot of fear. By working with families is try to give them again that secure and safe space so they can talk as a family. They can talk openly about issues that maybe they've kept hidden, helping them to cope and to adapt to what's happening within the family so that they're actually giving their utmost and their love and affection to the person who has HIV. A typical counselling session within Positive Life entails sort of a 40 to 50 minute session. They know it's safe and secure and that everything that is said is confidential. We never close the door. After 12 weeks, if a person wants to come back, what we call maintenance, the door is always open. And what I have found is that the majority of people that I have counselled in Positive Life have come back with positive stories to me about how their life has actually changed. They have made that effort to move forward and allow society itself to see that they are not marginalised, that diversity does not exist. 90% of the cases is that process seems to work. Society accepts the word HIV. It allows for people who are worried, who are frightened, who, for example, have that early diagnosis, that they can actually have the courage to come to the likes of Positive Life, where they know they will get that support and guidance. My hope is that society itself will not create those divisions that our society creates because someone has HIV. People with HIV and their families who are affected by HIV, that they can actually live within community without that fear and ignorance that is coming from the general populace. The diagnosis of HIV and the prognosis of HIV has come a long way in this past 10 years. My hope is that HIV does not instill that frightened nature within people. Positive Life actually creates that positivity for the future for people with HIV. On this World AIDS Day, stigma and isolation are two of the most pressing issues that affect people with HIV and their families. Let's take a minute and think about what Positive Life is doing in order to decrease that stigma and that isolation. If you can support Positive Life, please do so.